sorry to tell you, maybe like an instructional thing, and you just call it a podcast because you have multiple episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've also seen, are you signaling me?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I'm like locked in. I'm like, he's signaling me something right now. He's trying to communicate. Squirrel brain. This week kicked my ass. What was I even fucking talking about?
I don't know, dude. I cried on my way over here. I'm in no better shape than you, dude. I was dying.
And with
this
that,
week's been so bad.
And with that, welcome to Brackish Bandits
Podcast.
Yeah, rough week, dude. Rough week. Rough couple weeks.
The last month, honestly, has just been a constant
kicking our ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting it done, though. We're in there. We're fucking
dude.
In there like swimwear, dude. So, yeah. I didn't realize that was going to light up periodically.
That's going to bother you. You're going to check your notifications every now and again.
Not me. Not this guy, dude. Not this guy.
You're as retarded as the rest of us.
I'm good. I'm not brainwashed by social media yet.
Do you ever have that like phantom phone syndrome?
Where you hear it ring or vibrate? You feel it vibrate?
You feel it vibrate and you fucking...
I do. I am convinced that your phone does vibrate periodically. Okay, so like there's apps, specifically TikTok is terrible with this, dude. It will just randomly give you the same notification of whatever happened 2 weeks ago.
Oh, Discord.
It does it all
Discord
the time.
That. Yeah.
And if you look at someone's profile, you're going to get notifications about every fucking thing they do for the next 2 weeks.
That's
not even follow them. You just scroll past, you just watching a video and you're like, oh, well, I wonder if he's got other funny videos. And you hit that profile. That's it, dude. You're his number one fan as far as TikTok's concerned. So I will say that TikTok with pushing content at people. Hey, you looked at this profile once. You want to see more? Pretty good. YouTube would never do that, but they
want to make us retarded so bad, dude.
They really do.
Oh my god,
they really do. But about the guided segments. So I mean, we could tonight. It wouldn't take long. I just don't remember. Oh, you know what? It was on Instagram. I saved it, I think, or I sent it to you. So it was so there's this big list of conspiracy theories.
Yes,
and I think it's like 20 or 30.
I did not watch any of them.
And I didn't look into any of them either. It's been rough. Like I said, I feel like I've barely slept this week. You know what I mean? Just like, but so it's like a list of like 20 or 30 conspiracies, probably only half of which I've even heard of, to be honest with you. There was a lot of names on there that I'm like, what the fuck is that? So yeah, so like every episode do like, one or two, and it's like, I'll find the information on it and just have like something ready so I can like read it and like, okay, here's the full, like one we could talk about right now, which is super interesting to me that this actually exists and there's a lot of people that believe it, is the whole bird thing, that there's no birds.
Birds are fake.
And so...
You're telling me space is cap and birds are too?
Space might be cap, but birds are definitely cap, dude. They're definitely cap. When's the last time you touched a bird? When's the last time you walked out in the middle of the afternoon and heard birds chirping?
All the time. In my neighborhood, yeah. I got a whole forest behind my house, yeah.
Double check next time.
You think it's the government?
It's government drones.
You think it's the government?
No, I'll say, so there's actually a surprisingly large amount of people.
Can I tell you the story about the last time I touched a bird?
Yeah. I would love to know the last time you touched a bird, dude. It might sway me. I don't actually believe this theory, by the way.
I was running late to a meeting for a football meeting at UVA, University of Virginia, and I'm like running to my car from these like dorm apartments that we were in, and I hear this chirping. I'm like, what the fuck? So like, I'm in the middle of the street. I keep hearing this chirping. This bird's going fucking crazy. So I run to the connecting street because I keep hearing this bird. It sounded like, it was in distress. So I'm like trying to see what's going on. There's a fucking pigeon on the ground with its neck spent like all the way around, like some exorcist shit. And I was like, oh fuck. But then I was like, well, like I know owls can do that, so like maybe it's all right. So like I tried.
Was it like laying on the ground?
Yeah, so like I tried picking it up and fucking it started freaking out. So I just grabbed a really big rock and I smashed it.
You put it out of its misery.
Well, you had to.
I wonder how it broke its neck in the first place.
No idea.
Bet it flew right into a car.
Probably. But I had to finish that bitch off, and it was terrible. But I touched it.
Yeah. Bird flu.
Sorry. Yeah, well.
So you're sure it was real, though?
The blood and the brains say yes.
Strategically placed by the government. So that's what's interesting to me, too, about the theory is I don't know. See, and that's why I want to look into them so I can have, like, because there's a lot of questions to these kind of silly ass. Some of the conspiracies are not going to be silly. They're going to be, I mean, whatever. They're funny to us how fucked we are. But, like Northwoods and shit, Operation Northwoods. A lot of people don't know about that. And that fucking happened. But
about
the bird one is
Tuskegee
funny.
Airmen deal.
Dude, that another great one. You know what I mean? Dude, they fucked those people. Or the people with Bikini Atoll. I actually just looked into that one, so I will tell you in great detail about that one. You just wait, brother. Let me finish this bird point.
Okay.
Because there's a large group of people that believe that most, if not all, birds are fake.
I believe it's burb. Is the word burb? It's burb, not bird.
Oh, it's just not bird.
It's burb.
And why is that?
That's just what people say.
Burb.
That's the slang. Burb. Yeah.
That's the slang, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Look at them, these burbs.
These burbs.
These birds.
Fake birds, burbs.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that's hilarious that there's, again, a large amount of people that believe this. Not a small, like, niche. I think there's probably less people that believe in flat Earth than believe in the bird thing.
It's scary.
That blows my fucking mind.
Well, it's like the lizard people.
I gotta see the full theory though, because I'm sure it's not every bird you've ever seen. It's some birds.
Vast majority of the birds.
Well, they got to keep tabs on us. They got to, But that's another funny theory. It's like, why would they need that? We all carry a fucking camera and microphone on us.
Anyways,
every day,
absolutely.
Everywhere we go.
And none of us have ever read the terms and conditions to anything that's popped up on fucking Apple or fucking Android. So
no, they're definitely watching and paying attention to what we're
100%.
doing. It's just like, I don't know. It's kind of a funny theory. This must have been like brought up before cell phones were as like prominent. Because now it's like, what the fuck do they need those for? We'll do it for them. We're saving the government money.
Oh yeah.
So. But, okay, so the Bikini Atoll thing, fucked up, dude. I don't know. That's not necessarily like a conspiracy theory that was like a government-planned operation, but it's fucked up. And I guarantee almost no one besides maybe Chris Patton has heard of this. So
You just dropped the first and last name.
It's okay.
You're crazy.
No
one
all,
watches this anyways.
Everything's on fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But... And I'm thinking that's once we start doing stuff differently, it's gonna. I was surprised, but that's moot. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But so the Bikini Atoll thing is crazy. So in the 50s, they started doing nuclear testing, and so like this was when we switched from the like atom bomb to what we were calling the hydrogen bomb, which was just using like hydrogen to explode to create an explosion like violent enough to split an atom. We're still achieving fission or whatever the term is, right?
The same amount of boom, but not a nuclear touch to it. Is that how a hydrogen bomb works? I'm not really sure.
So they're all doing the same thing. So atom bomb was just like a lot of explosives, and they figured out enough explosives would split an atom and create what we call a atomic or nuclear explosion, right? And so the next step in that was using hydrogen bombs, which were like really concussive and really explosive. It was like the next step. So that's when the bombs got even bigger with like a wider range and like worse, because it all has radiation because you're splitting an atom.
The splitting of the atom.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
I didn't realize that. So hydrogen bombs still are technically nuclear bombs.
No. Because
now you're fucking me up.
Because
dude.
the only reason they call it a nuclear bomb is because of the way they achieve the explosion.
Okay.
So the nuclear aspect of that is they use nuclear fission, which is just the reaction of the nuclear substance
Instead
itself.
of using hydrogen.
And I don't know. Again, I'll look more into that because I actually want to go into that, and learn more about that, what it even does and what it's made of. But it splits an atom. So anyway, this was like the halfway point, right? Before we figured out the nuclear shit, we had hydrogen bombs, and so they were testing them because they were so much larger. They didn't want to test it in the desert. So they went out into the middle of the Pacific to an area called the Marshall Islands.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So the Marshall Islands is all like Moana, like
is this
islanders.
How they made Godzilla?
It could be. Actually, it would be after. This is what they would have had to kill Godzilla with, because Godzilla was before. That was from the atomic bombs. But so they're testing out there, and there's a specific island that they tested on called Bikini Atoll, and there was an island right next to it that had like inhabitants on it. So they went in, they moved them all. They're like, we'll get you all set up on the next island. They didn't. They just moved them to the other island and kind of was like,
Figure it out.
Yeah, figured out. And
some more huts.
The island was not as like hospitable. It didn't they were there for a long time.
Shocker.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, they just kind of like gave them tents and like some MREs, and they're like, you guys will be fine. You'll figure it out. Well, when they set these bombs off, they did not know that the radius for acute radiation sickness, the fallout zone, was going to be as big as it was. So these people got fucked up, dude. A lot of them died, like pretty much within the next couple of days. Because again, they weren't like in the direct, like vaporized.
They were just on the outside
they were worse.
Of the fallout, yeah.
Yeah, they were in the fallout zone, which is way fucking worse. So if you're in the actual blast radius zone,
you just die.
Which for those was
vaporized.
like 20, 30 miles, or probably less, honestly, about 10 or 20 miles. But you would die instantly. You know what I mean? You would just see a bright light and cease to exist. With this shit, they were standing there watching it. So apparently a bunch of them went blind within the next couple of days because they watched it. And you're not supposed to look at it. They didn't tell them what they were doing at all. They just were like, holy fucking shit, hey, we're the American government. We're going to take your island. Don't worry about what we're doing. And just see a nuclear explosion. Holy fuck. But so a bunch of them watched it. And so what happens if you watch it from that range is your eyes it's like staring at the sun for 6 days. It's just it's the same amount of radiation, but it doesn't hurt, So their eyes literally started rotting in their
Jesus
fucking head.
Christ.
So they went blind within like 12 hours or something like that.
Okay, so what were these like Eastern Islander people?
Yeah.
Like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah. Like The Rock and shit.
So they probably had like brain cancer, I'd imagine, immediately.
Horrific,
too. Yeah.
horrific cancers that they're still affected by today because they're multi-generational cancers.
Oh my God.
They got it the worst of anybody.
Did they get reparations for that?
Absolutely not. We did nothing for them. As a matter of fact, when we found out that they were directly affected from the acute radiation sickness, which again, depending on your body, 9 times out of 10, if you have what's called acute radiation sickness, that means that you were penetrated with millions of ionized, charged particles.
It's a very misleading name.
Right? What?
Acute radiation sickness.
Yeah, it's not cute at all. But yeah, so these particles get sent out that are radioactively charged particles,
they go through you.
And they go through you. So what that does is everywhere around that area that it went through you, all the cells die instantly. So all your cells in your body essentially are dead and dying, and you're basically the living dead. You're basically already dead. Your body just hasn't figured it out yet. So all your cells are dying. They're not repairing. All your organs start shutting down. Your skin, your flesh, everything inside you starts rotting from the inside out. You get huge boils of pus just collecting. Your skin just sags and hangs. You have huge bubbles of pus all over you. You go blind. Your tongue rots. Your teeth fall out within 2 days.
So how did they not just all die from that?
Some made it, I guess. I don't know.
Is that really a life worth living?
They were pretty fucked up. And then the next 4 generations of children that were born from the people they were all fucked up. So multiple heads, children have eyes type crazy shit. It's where they got the idea for the children have eyes is from the Marshall Islanders.
Really?
Yes.
I know that the story was like they were out by
They put it in
not
the desert.
Roswell, but like
Yeah.
the desert, wherever they were doing the nuclear testing.
No, that's where they got the inspiration
did any
for
people
it.
actually get fucked up from those? There had to have been people that were
Maybe.
living way too close
I mean,
to that
again,
shit.
those bombs were less powerful, and they were pretty far out there. I mean, they were in the Mojave Desert, so I doubt it. I mean, now the clouds of nuclear waste flowing through and the acid rains.
That's what I mainly mean.
That definitely affected people for sure, but I'm sure we did nothing about that either.
That's what they said killed John Wayne.
Radiation clouds?
Yeah. Well, no, not
That's
radiation clouds, but he was out in that area when they were filming some sort of movie, and they were doing the nuclear testing in that general vicinity, and he ended up dying from stomach cancer. People swear that that's what killed him.
Maybe. You know, he died with like what was it, like
I
4 pounds of undigested meat?
I don't think that's real shit, real truth to that. I don't know how real that is. But
He was the first carnivore diet guy.
Really?
I don't think he ate anything but steak.
Oh, he died from stomach cancer, so.
Same thing with Elvis, actually, in his end days.
Really?
He would only eat steak. Yeah.
Honestly, dude, when I did it, that shit felt good. Like, I felt really...
Doing meat only?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the science behind it makes sense because they're like, oh, you're going to get mineral deficient. Dude, my food eats all that food for me.
Therefore.
You know what I mean?
Minerals,
my food already
meat.
has all that. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Meat's good.
That's my food's food. I don't eat lettuce.
I don't eat rabbit food. I eat rabbits.
But, so they did nothing. And when they found out that this happened to these people, not only did they still not help them, but they actually purposely refused to help them and
Hoping that they
or
would just
treat
die
them.
off.
They studied them. They was like, well, this is a good opportunity to study acute radiation
So that's
sickness.
what also happened to that Japanese guy. I can't remember what he did. I think he was working at one of the nuclear power plants, and he got
Fukushima.
he got exposed somehow.
They
but
studied him.
they kept him alive in the hospital.
Yeah, for like 9 or 10 days or something
Yeah,
like
and
that.
his family was like there with him, and that's what they straight up told him. Was like, we're gonna try keeping him alive as long as we can, just to kind of.
He
see what
rotted
happens.
from the inside out.
Why would you do that to somebody? That has
Keep them
to
alive?
be the worst way to die. There's
100%.
There's nothing else worse than that.
Yeah, because, I mean, even burning alive, it's over in a few minutes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Rather than 9 days.
Yeah. Your heart is going to stop.
I mean, the best thing would be you going blind just to not see what is physically happening to you. But I feel
Still going to feel all of it. It's incredibly painful.
I feel like even feeling it would be enough to make you just grotesquely ill.
Have you ever had like a really bad like scrape or burn?
Yeah.
And like how bad that hurt?
It's all over your body. All
That
on
your
your
whole
insides.
body feels like that.
Yeah.
For days.
Ugh.
Every movement is excruciating. And there's absolutely nothing they can do for you besides just give you morphine and like watch you die. But again, I don't know if they did that. So, yeah. So that's pretty fucked up. And we've been studying them for, I think they stopped recently.
Why does anyone trust the government? I just don't get it.
It's such a silly idea. They're so shitty. They're so shitty. And I mean, that's not to say just ours. All governments are shitty because that's what the kind of shit they do. But that was real shitty. That was real shitty. And again, news didn't travel back then. Who the fuck are they going to tell? I'm sure that was their thought. But, they didn't think about iPhones coming out in, 50 years from then or whatever. Or
Hey, everybody,
60.
look at this.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram Live.
But
my eyes are melting out of my fucking head.
But yeah, pretty fucked up. And a little fun fact for you: the show SpongeBob is based off of the sea creatures
Bottom.
that would have been under and around Bikini Atoll because all the fish and plant life was all fucked up and radiated too, and mutated. So the whole premise of SpongeBob is that those are the mutated sea creatures
They can talk
near Bikini Atoll.
They've become self-aware.
They're kind of fucked up.
It's kind of fucked
like
up.
a kid's show. It's like such a dark topic, But yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It's cool. So yeah, it's Bikini Atoll, and it's very interesting.
Makes you
really
like
shitty.
Makes you think about a lot of shit, man. One thing that always puzzled me was like the Detroit water problem that they had, or was it Flint, Michigan? Flint.
It's Flint.
Flint.
Yeah.
The water issue. They had
How
a
do
water.
you
They had,
get to that point.
They had like deadly water for like years, and just no one did anything about it.
Well, all the piping was lined with lead, and I'm not sure why.
They couldn't figure something out to like fix that. You know what I mean?
They would have had to replace all of it.
I don't know. I don't know. That's the first thing that goes to my mind, though, is like, what if they just do these terrible things just to fuck? Well, let's just see.
I mean, at least that one you could say at the time they didn't realize lead was so poisonous, which is crazy that took us that long to figure that out.
Well, even when we did, Joe Rogan was talking about this with Aaron Rodgers the other day, and I thought it was hilarious. They found out how bad lead was for you, like, in the 50s, and they just rolled with it for, like, another 20 years.
We've already made everything out of lead. Well, fuck it,
Like, all of the shit that they used to get leaded gas banned, all that information came out in the 50s, and they were just like, fuck it. We already got way too much leaded shit. We got to let it ride.
I met a guy who had lead poisoning who worked at the gun range not far from us.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'll kill you easily, too.
Well, he said that because they part of their job is to go through all the casings that people put in the boxes and to, like, sort the casings. Well, all that powder all over you all the time. And he's like, even if you wear gloves, you're in a, like, non-ventilated room, so you're just breathing it in.
Yep.
And it was funny because at this time I was going to the range, like, every weekend, every other weekend. So, like, he was always there. He was a younger guy about my age. So we just started talking. And, through the course of talking, multiple times of me going there, he started, like, talking about that. And he's like, yeah, my girlfriend broke up with me. And I was like, well, that's kind of a weird thing to tell me right now. You know what I mean? Like, at a gun range, Like, I don't know. It just felt...
that part of his lead poisoning?
Yes, because his dick couldn't get hard anymore. And I was like, what, dude? Like, first of all, I don't know you that well. You probably shouldn't be telling me this. Second of all, damn, bro. Like, I am sorry about that. That sucks. Rough. Yeah, like, his dick was fucked up. He, like...
Can you
all
fix
these
that?
digestion problems. Well, yeah, you got to get the lead out of your system, but he had so much in his system and, like, had just found out about it. He didn't know. So he just started having issues, and he was having these issues. Was not sleeping. His teeth were, like, getting really fucked up. His hair was, like, he was, like, balding, like, rapidly. Like, all this bad shit. Dude, you should have washed your hands. But, no, but all this bad shit was happening to him, and he had, like, no idea. I mean, there was, like, a lot of symptoms. He just, like, thought he was going crazy. I had, like, cancer, right? So, like, finally it got so bad he went to the doctor, and they initially were checking for those kind of illnesses, and then they're like, holy fuck, you have, like, 2 times the lethal amount of lead in your blood.
Dude, they're fucking... So whoever he was employed under is an idiot. I have a friend that works at an indoor range.
The state of Florida.
Yeah, they're fucking idiots.
It's
Shocker. Yeah, but
it sucks. He could have probably gotten some cash out of that, too.
I
don't think he did.
Who works at an indoor range, and it is mandatory for him to get blood tested. And they have systems in place to cipher out the lead from the air and the shop.
Well, good. At least they're being responsible about it.
But, like, how the fuck do you not know that's a precaution? You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't even briefed on that, apparently, before he started the job.
I had no idea.
And you know what's really crazy?
Other guys told him, hey, man, make sure you wear gloves and you, like, wash your hands and arms.
I love the smell of that shit. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, that's what you're smelling is gunpowder.
Yeah, but there's also trace amounts of lead in that. It's not good for
you
you to smell
but it's aerated. Like you would have to shoot so fucking much to get it that way.
Right next
he
to
was
me.
Essentially, like, concentrating it. Think about it. He's got thousands and thousands of casings every day.
Yeah.
And he's just in a room with no ventilation, dumping them out, getting everything airborne, and sifting through them for hours every day.
That'll do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that'll do it.
I take a hit from my suppressor every now and again because it smells real good on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Kill me, please. Oh, thank you.
I mean, again, you're good. It's a lot of different heated up metal and the gun lube burning.
I'm just saying that's like...
It's scary. It makes you think. It's like, damn, I got to start washing my hands. Even cleaning your gun, all that residue in there, and then I go and eat.
Dude, you know how many times I've touched those stupid fucking lead boots on a job site?
Yeah, don't do that
and
anymore.
then just fucking ate?
Yeah, that's like concentrated lead right there.
How much? I mean, if that were to get
fine.
If that were to get in your mouth, were to get in your mouth, though,
you could suck on it. You'd be fine. It's prolonged exposure. It has to like build up in your system and be in your blood constantly. Oh. Yeah,
stressful.
So again, if you live in Flint, Michigan, and you're drinking the water, cooking with the water, you bathing in the water that has lead in it,
you can't boil that off.
Yeah,
too.
It's lead. I don't think so. You might be able to boil it off. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact.
I'd be surprised if you could.
I mean, lead has a super low melting point. But I just mean, like, again, in that water, in that gallon of water, there's trace amounts. It's over time, your whole life, showering, eating, drinking.
It makes you retarded.
You know? Yeah.
Probably gay, too.
It fucks your whole nervous system up is what lead does, apparently. It, like, it fucks your thyroid up and your nervous system. Is, like, the main things that it does.
Life's fucking scary.
And it clogs your pineal gland.
Why do you know so much about
the third eye?
Well, no, that makes sense. You know about metals because your previous job.
Yeah, and I got fucked up by metals, and I was fucking pissed, and nobody told me about it. So I just live life now with bad teeth because I have no money.
Welding copper, baby. It's copper, right?
Copper nickel, and it was a copper nickel or Inconel. Either one of those, they get airborne.
Oh, Inconel, really? So
Inconel.
you worked with Inconel. I didn't realize that.
Inconel, did a little titanium.
That's
no
what my
big deal.
That's what my big suppressor's made out of. It's just straight Inconel.
Yep. High heat dissipation.
Yeah.
Yep. Copper nickel. We use copper nickel because it's extremely corrosive. Corrosive. I don't know how to say that, but it takes a lot to corrode. It's resistant to saltwater corrosion.
Interesting.
So all the ballast tanks, everything that feeds the ballast tanks and shit has copper nickel.
I'm really curious why they don't make trucks and cars and shit with more rust-resistant materials. Does anyone else ever
it's
think
expensive.
About that? Yeah, exactly. Just charge more for that.
I mean, they did make that aluminum body Ford. That didn't go over very well.
No, they're fine.
People hated it. Like, it didn't sell well.
Out.
Yeah.
Well, it's because
aluminum, fuck that.
They did that stupid shit where, like, I think it was Dodge or someone filled up a toolbox full of concrete and then, like, dropped it from 5 feet into their truck that had the fucking steel bed. And they dropped the Ford one. The Ford one, it made a fucking hole in the bed. And they're like, oh, see?
Well, if you're buying an all aluminum truck, you shouldn't be doing heavy construction work with it.
You shouldn't be dropping a fucking 1,000-pound fucking.
Dude, look, let me tell you something, dude. The jobs I've been on, you'll have that. Okay, you'll have that on them big jobs, dude.
Anyways, stupidity. People are just idiots.
Dude, if you're using your personal truck to work, you're an idiot. So. I'm part of that club.
My truck's been destroyed.
Yep, my shit too. I finally cleaned out the bed of my truck, and it was just paint and epoxy and just bullshit everywhere. I'm like, wow, man. But I finally cleaned it out, and I got the tonneau cover now, so I'll be able to keep it clean and organized back there. Yeah, and when people ask me, like, hey, can we go, can I move this stuff in your truck? Besides you, I'll always help you, but can I move this or can I move that? No.
Can't, man. Bed's full.
The nice thing is every single person I work with has a truck.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole community, every single person has a truck. So I don't ever have to worry about that.
I haven't needed one for a while, thank God.
Yeah, I hope we're getting down to the end of that because that's...
No, it'll come up. You'll have to swap out a fridge or something for somebody.
And where do you work?
Probably me.
I would just bleep it. I would just bleep it anyway. Remember, I'm the master.
You bet your sweet ass we get fucking fired. We're going to be talking about a lot of shit.
Absolutely. I'll have a lot to say, too.
Oh, a lot. Probably an hour and a half long deal on that, just talking about the terrible experience.
Tell you something, just a special episode of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny? I looked at the clock when we started. I think it was 9.
It was 9.
Yeah.
It was like 8:58.
I was going to say I completely forgot what time it was.
Actually going really slow. I figured we'd already be at like the hour mark.
No, dude. We're savoring it. We're slow.
We haven't done it in a while.
Savoring like molasses.
It's been a long time. I'm a little backed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to touch on something. I know it's old news by now. The boat captain thing. And... You know what? Maybe we'll save it or like. Do you think we could pull the video up? Because I'd love to put that in the actual video.
You could probably clip it and put it in there. You could find that video anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I can, but I'll put it like in a window box.
Yeah, do
like on the screen. So should I look it up?
Yeah, if you want to pull it up.
Yeah.
You want us to watch it and then make commentary on it?
Yeah, I just want to point out a couple things, and then I'll be able to time it. Also,
okay,
you know what I mean?
Gotcha. So they'll be able to see what we're
well, yeah, because it'd be weird if we were just sitting here talking and then we just stopped and we're like,
"You guys see that? You guys see that? You see that going on?
Look at that! Yeah, yeah. I don't know where I'll put it. Yeah, probably up there or something. That seems cool. Put like a frame around it, make it look like a TV or something. I don't know. It probably looks shitty, but all right. So maybe YouTube.
Boat captain attacks small defenseless child.
Best boat captain is what I'm typing in.
What's crazy is I have friends that actually know this guy and have been out fishing with him.
Best boat captain in the world. So like,
Bro, I've been quitting these.
There's short. What? Why?
I told you I was cutting back.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
I went a couple days without them. Now I'm down to like 2 pouches a day. It's been miserable.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Is YouTube is never going to have the original video.
No, it's going to be all commentary.
I don't want to hear like a news anchor's opinion about anything.
I just want to see the actual clip.
I just want to see the clip. I think, whoa, this is 16 minutes long?
We could just reenact it real quick. Were you that kid that called me a faggot earlier when I drove by?
Yeah.
I'm going to whoop your ass. You want to go, man? You want to go?
Oh. Okay, so hold on.
Piracy.
All right, so of course.
Is that what they charged him with? Piracy?
I think so. That's what I'm saying. All right, so I can't screen record on this. That sucks. That's interesting. I don't know why.
Copyright.
I'll clip it out of this video later in post. All right.
Oh, fucking, yeah.
I hope that's not like coming through the mics too bad too, like bleeding through.
I'd kind of be surprised. These things are not very sensitive. You got to keep this shit right in your face.
Here, hold my mic real quick. Yeah, thank you. All right, go back. I want to go to the very, very beginning. Because the very beginning... That's good.
This guy's very annoying to me. I
don't particularly love him either. He's not my favorite. I would have rather get like Asmongold on here, you know, but whatever. I'm not gonna put the fact that it's this guy's video, so don't even say it.
But this, yeah.
All right, here we go.
5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busting me out?
Nah, that was the dude in that boat. Were you the one that came through the middle of the bridge? Was that you?
See.
Yeah, I was here, but you ran in front of the other dude over there.
So as you can hear, he's not like being the aggressor.
Bro, you ran right through.
But
the
he's
middle
definitely
of the bridge
not.
while we were all fishing.
Like trying to diffuse the conflict at all.
Bro, we were all fishing here. The fucking. All right, bro. I'm not gonna do this with you, bro. I'm not gonna fucking do this with you, bro. Like it's not the right time, bro.
It's not the right time,
bro. You can't come flying through the middle of the fucking bridge.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I can.
All right,
So
bro.
he's very standoffish, and I hate that this guy's taking breaks to commentate. So I'll take breaks to commentate over him, for sure. He is not trying to diffuse that conflict whatsoever.
Not at
and
all.
that's what bugs me the most about this is everybody that watches this video is like, oh my God, this poor child. He's a child. He's a 20-something-year-old dude, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
I'm
a
just
grown
saying,
man.
is things changed that much? Because I know that when I was 22, if I actively talk shit back to a grown-ass fucking man, whether I was on the water in a bar, I'm probably going to get punched in the face. There's the chance, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I'm running the risk of getting punched in the fucking face.
Well, like you said, he's escalating the situation. If someone's crashing out on you and you really have nothing to do with whatever happened, just shut the fuck up and just tell him, dude, sorry, like I don't know
What are you
happened.
trying to do, bro?
Oh, right there.
I don't want to fucking
Right there.
go. I want you
What
to
you
get the
trying to
fuck
do,
outta
bro?
here.
What you trying to do?
Tough guy?
Tough guy? You pulled up on me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
That's a
Nah,
nice
shit,
boat,
I'm
too.
fishing.
It
You
is a
fucking.
nice boat.
Like,
He's the
bro,
best
get outta
goddamn
here.
boat
He's the best
captain.
captain.
Like what? What are you trying to do?
350
Act like a
days
tough
on the
guy
water, I
in
believe.
front of your buddies?
No, I'm not. Dude, all these motherfuckers know I'm tough.
All these motherfuckers know I'm
bro.
tough. That's cringy. I don't like that he keeps intersecting, you know? I just wanted to watch the clip.
Well, that's all this shit is. And that's why it got so popular, was all these fucking reactionary
Just
fucking
getting in
dickheads
there,
go,
yeah.
oh, I found this fucking clip of confrontation.
I don't think we need it that loud. I'll have to get like a little stand for it so I don't have to hold it. We're figuring it out,
You know
people.
what?
Get going, bro.
We're all fucking war veterans.
I'm a war veteran.
Well, thank you for your service, bro.
Said thanks for your
Talk
service.
shit.
Thank you for your service, bro. But that doesn't give you the right.
Million pussy ass fuck.
All right, bro. All right, whatever. I appreciate you
Look
for
at
your
his hand
service,
shaking.
bro. But you don't got to run through the middle of the bridge, bro.
Dude, if your guy doesn't have his fucking lights
That's
on,
not my guy, bro. That's just another fucking dude, bro.
you have to have lights on.
My lights were on, bro. My lights were on.
See, he's still shouting, and he's still like, okay, he's not instigating like, come over here, I'll kick your
Right,
ass.
Okay, bro. Keep thinking that.
But he's not
Just
like,
stop talking.
right,
Alright, bro,
at this
keep thinking
point,
that.
like,
You're
shut the
not-
fuck
you're
up.
not winning this
Like,
argument.
hey, man,
Bro, my
I'm
lights were
sorry
on.
that
I wasn't
happened, dude. I
sitting
don't
there.
want any trouble.
Okay, that's not my dude, bro.
He just keeps arguing
Well,
back and forth with him.
I will say the boat,
I'm not trying to make the
boat
kid the bad
cap-
guy either.
Yeah, the boat captain's a dickhead. He is.
Yes.
He's a dickhead regardless.
Yeah.
God, we're technically doing reaction video.
Yes,
right?
we are. But it's important because this happened where we live.
Oh yeah. Well, we should have opened with that. This
Yeah.
literally happened like
This is where
in
we live. This
yeah.
is where we
Like
live.
the bridge that we drive over
Yeah.
every fucking day.
Every single day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's just interesting. I don't know either of the people personally. I feel like I've heard the name Brock Horner before.
Oh, yeah, the boat guy.
He's
Yeah.
older than I am, but not by a whole lot,
He's
I
like
don't
40.
think. Yeah.
He's like 40.
So I've heard the name, but yeah.
Like I said,
but
I have friends that like know him and would go on his boat and shit and fish
Yeah.
with him and shit. Like, and they all said the same thing. Like, no, he's a pretty cool guy. Like, you know, whatever. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, he's being an asshole in the video.
He's
I'm not gonna
clearly
say he's
unhinged.
not. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got something wrong with him.
And,
But-
you know, since this guy's still fucking talking, I have to find area to fill. The problem that I have with all of it is that this guy got in as much trouble as he did over not even a physical altercation. You know what I mean? Nobody even touched anybody.
Well,
and the fact that he got
committed
on his
piracy.
he's a pirate, yeah. And okay, he got on his boat, and again, we'll see in the video. I'll point it out because when you watch it closely, I don't think he actually meant to
Dude,
step on
what's-
his boat.
and I'm-
I think he was grabbing his T-top to pull his boat in. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, but as soon as he grabs his T-top, this kid slams the throttle.
What's the first thing Florida Fish and Wildlife does
Bro,
when they
I
pull you
said,
over?
bro, you almost
They grab your
fucking
boat and
hit
they
him,
get
man.
on
pull
your
you
fucking
in.
boat.
Yeah.
They get on
you
your
out.
fucking boat
Yeah.
immediately.
And again, this is a stranger. He shouldn't be getting on his boat.
Lights on.
Bro, you shouldn't come flying through the
Yeah,
middle of the
he's
bridge. You know
screaming.
people fish here,
They're
bro.
saying the same thing over and over.
Over and over.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know if that's what you want to hear, bro.
Hey, you should apologize, motherfucker.
But, bro,
You should apologize. Yeah, see, he's definitely a dickhead.
And you're white
me
motherfucking
too, bro. I'm out here all
Here
the time,
comes.
bro.
I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking water.
All right, bro.
I love it,
You
dude.
can tell his
I'm
friends.
300 days a year
You can tell.
on the
You
motherfucking
can tell his
All right,
friends are
bro.
like, dude.
uncomfortable. Yeah, look, 'cause
Chill, bro.
as soon as do you see what I'm
bro,
saying?
please,
I feel
bro.
like maybe he was just grabbing his T-top to bring him closer. I don't know if he meant to actually
Get on the
get
boat.
on the boat because
Well,
there's no
didn't
angle of
It
it.
looked like the kid was trying to take off too. I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude, think about it. Think about that timing. He was getting over the edge. Kid sat down, slammed the throttle. I guarantee by the time he touched his T-top, he fucking slammed
yeah.
it. Yeah, so he's like, what is he going to do? Let go and roll off into the water at that point? And again, I sound like I'm defending the dickhead. I'm not. He's a fucking dickhead. But like, okay, this is where we're from. Have you never had an interaction with someone like that before? Of course. We've all ran across somebody. I've literally had dudes. I was at a bar, like outside a bar, drinking and smoking a cigarette, and had dudes drive by in a truck that I did not know and I've never seen before, scream at me and call me a pussy, and then get out of the truck and fight me. I still to this day have no idea who those guys are. I've never met them before. They just decided to scream pussy at me, and I literally did nothing. I just looked, and I was like, what the fuck? And then they pulled up, what's up, bitch? What's up, pussy? I'm like, what the fuck? What's up? You're like, what's your fucking deal? And we ended up scrapping with the fucking guy. Right out front of Shorty's, actually.
That's part of being a man, though.
It's-
You really have to expect the unexpected.
Thank you.
dude. Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's part of being
it's
a
pretty
fucking
rough.
grown-ass man. All right.
Please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro.
Yeah, he gunned off.
Bro,
I mean, like you said,
And now-
what is he going to do?
and
And it's
now-
not like he's
I'm sorry,
attacking
bro.
him. He literally just
I'm
distanced
sorry, bro.
himself on the boat.
Alright, bro.
He went from...
He's not trying to grab
Well,
him.
he went
Bro.
from being at
Please,
the fucking
bro.
controls all the way. He went
Okay.
to the front of the kid's
Please.
boat. So you can tell he's not
Sorry,
trying to
bro.
get physical.
That was not me, bro.
Yes, it was,
I know I was here, but my buddy was on the
me
boat.
back to my
Yes,
fucking
sir.
work.
That being
I'm
said,
a
it should
kid,
never
bro.
gotten to this
Please.
point.
I
I
don't
will
care.
say, like, yeah,
You
he's
don't
Yes,
sir.
not.
All right.
He's not in
Shit
the
to
right,
me,
and we're not
Yes,
saying that
sir.
by
Don't
any
do it.
means. But I
That-
don't know why this made national headlines. I've heard of way worse.
That's what I'm saying.
I've heard of way
this was
worse.
so minor.
You've been to the sandbar, right?
No.
You've never been to the sandbar out by Boca for like Memorial Day. Or
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
4th of July.
yeah. Like
have
Kia
you not,
Casa,
Have
yeah.
you not seen people get their fucking asses
Yeah,
kicked
all the time.
on their boat? It happens, bro.
All the
Like,
time.
someone will get on your boat and beat the shit out of you.
Dude,
'cause
people
you're
try to
talking
kill
shit.
each other out at the tarpon tournament. I mean, they actually
yeah,
try
well,
to
yeah, that's
kill each
different.
other.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, the whole thing got blown so far out of proportion, and I am playing devil's advocate a little bit just because I'm trying to, like, disprove this narrative that's like this was just poor little defenseless baby boy. They make it sound like it was a 12-year-old or something.
They did. When I first heard about it, I was like a 16-year-old kid. I was like,
Yeah.
why would someone do that? You know?
It was not.
And then
It's
you,
a
like you
grown
said, you watched the
man.
video. It's two grown men.
And so the biggest part for me is now that's going to come back up is the tone. The tone changed completely. He was standoffish. He was whatever, bro. I'm not gonna. What you trying to do, bro? I ain't trying to argue with you, bro. Whatever. To no, sorry, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. You guys are great. I'm so sorry, sir. You'll see the groveling in a second when he gets him back to his
All right,
boat.
well, this is the main part that I've seen 100
yeah,
times.
yeah. And this part
Well,
to
'cause
me,
this is what they show in the news.
right?
So when you see
to make
the
it
news,
seem
you're
like
like this guy's on his boat
Thank
and this guy's
you.
begging for his life.
thank you.
And that's all
Yes.
you see.
Yep. They completely spun it out of proportion and control. But it's just crazy this time because it's like not even a real situation.
No.
You know, every other thing at least is like somebody died as a result of it. This is just someone got yelled at.
Yeah.
Someone was really scared for 30 seconds.
And then a guy was, like you said, was trying to bring his boat up, and the kid gunned it. So, like you said, he was
Yeah.
holding on to it. He fucking jumped on. Yeah.
I don't think that it meant to be that. All right, here we go. Just listen to the tone.
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't like cussing you out
Yes,
though, bro.
you were, dude.
I was driving the boat.
Did
Okay.
you not call me a fucking faggot?
No, bro.
Yes,
that
you
was
did,
the, my
motherfucker.
friend on the. Okay, I'm
Okay.
sorry, bro.
That was your friend on the boat.
I'm sorry, bro.
He is a skinny boy.
And
that's the other thing,
Yes,
too,
sir.
is
And fuck you both up.
Yes, sir.
Do
I'm-
it again and watch what fucking happens.
Do it again and watch what's fucking happens. He's a douche. He's a total douche.
Oh, he is. He's a dickhead.
Don't fucking do it again.
Yes, sir.
Look how submissive he is. Now let me ask you this, since there's a break. Would you have ever fucking posted that video on social
No,
media? Dude,
no,
if you
no,
looking
no.
like a total bitch.
No.
That's what got me. I remember my wife posted something. I didn't know anything about this video. My wife posted something. She did like one of those check safe or marked safe from the best boat captain in the world. So I was like, what the hell is this about? And she's like, you haven't seen that video? So then I looked it up. And the first thing I thought by
Why
the
did
end of the
this kid
video was
post
like,
this?
why the fuck did he post this? I would have never fucking posted that video.
That's the new thing, though.
Being a victim.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I think that's the whole video, or the meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah, I think
I don't
the
know
rest
if there's
of the
like a
time's just guy
whole lot
talking.
of like
I don't know.
interaction. I don't know if there's, and I'll just make sure I stop it there. I don't know if there's like a whole lot of interaction after that, but it's basically the same thing of him just groveling and being like, "I'm so sorry, bro. You're
don't-
the greatest, bro."
I know you didn't want to talk about it, but I don't like that guy, that the commentator. I think his name's like Charlie or something like that. I don't know.
I'll say his name.
What is his full name?
Well, I don't know his actual name, but his name, like his streamer name, is like Penguin Zero or something, or Penguin.
I'm just not. It just they're and even Asmongold. Like I like his commentary sometimes, but like it's such a parasitic form of content.
That one's tough
It's
for
like
me
the
because
news.
like
It's like the news.
Yeah.
They just exist because things happen, and then they give their opinion or saying on it. It's
well,
just
and
like,
that's the thing. They both started out as like gaming streamers.
Yeah. Now this is all that they
And
do.
now that's all
'cause
they do is
it's
commentary.
way easier.
Well, and it's people like it better. Like it's weird, but
Well, why?
they blew up off of this shit, not their gaming. They had a steady following from their gaming.
It's like even the
people want to hear what other people think about shit.
You don't have anything in common with these people. Like, these people are all rich,
but
entitled
you
dickheads.
Yeah, that's the catch, though. You think you do.
Like, I'm starting to even think that way with Joe Rogan. Like, sometimes the way he comes off, I'm just like, dude, no one has time to work out 6 hours a fucking day, you psycho.
I
love Joe's perspective, but some of the shit that he says is just like completely unrealistic. It's like, dude, that's not a real thing.
I think he's out of touch, and I think one thing about Joe Rogan's podcast that is good, and he needs to make sure it stays this way, is at least he used to not. He does more now, I've noticed, but doesn't really talk about himself a lot.
Yeah,
like he'll bring the guest on. The guest is interesting or in a professional in some type of field, right? And he asks questions about that, and they talk about that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like, it is tough to see him sit down with certain people and like try to relate, because a lot of those people he's bringing on are kind of like normal, like they're professional in that field, but they're not multi-millionaires. Yeah. So it is a little funny to see that kind of disconnect with some of it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I wanted to bring up one more. You know what? I'll wait. This one's a good conspiracy theory though. And it's one I just heard of, and it sounds completely silly. And apparently there's like all these connections. I'll just fucking say it. So apparently there's a weird internet conspiracy theory going around right now that Shane Gillis is a CIA/government, not like an industry plant.
What would be the gain from a guy who's borderline Down syndrome?
It nicked him.
It nicked him.
It just nicked
him pretty good.
He dodged it.
I don't think he dodged it.
Yeah, I don't know. So this is why I wanted to do a little bit more research about it, but fuck it, right? There's like multiple connections with him and his like direct family members between different like CIA and like NSA like government people. That is just odd. Fuck. One of the first ladies, Laura Bush, I think, when she had killed a guy, the first guy that responded to the scene was Shane's uncle. Weirdly, I don't know how that happened. And then
how did she kill a guy?
She hit a person on the side of the road. I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
But she was never arrested, so we don't know.
Wow. She was probably pardoned.
Yeah, because I mean, I think at the time she was still, you had Daddy Bush. This was between that period, so you had like George Bush Sr.
Yep.
And then I don't think George Bush. I don't think W was the president yet, but he was at that time. He was definitely
Rangers.
Yeah, well, he was definitely the governor at some point between there. So right, wasn't he? No, he was the governor of Texas.
I think he was.
George Bush.
Yeah.
And then his brother was the governor of Florida.
Yep.
They were, I think, both around the same
Old
time.
Jebby.
I met Jeb.
Did you really?
Yeah, Hurricane Charlie.
Really?
I mean, I was a little snot-nosed kid.
I missed DeSantis by like an hour at the fucking Waffle House, dude.
In Punta Gorda?
Yeah.
Whoa, DeSantis was here?
Yeah.
I didn't even fucking know this.
He was flipping burgers.
I should have gone down there and be like, I lost that. The brown water took everything from me.
Please, Governor DeSantis, give me $1 million, please.
Write me $1 million check, brother. I voted for you. I did.
I did every time. It's not even... Or fucking other option was a gay black dude who was addicted to crack. Had to go to rehab after fucking Gillum.
Dude. Yeah. Twist of the century with that. You couldn't make that up and it be more believable.
It's the most perfect,
you know what I mean?
Perfect politician shit you've ever heard in your life.
Got caught smoking crack with gay
bodybuilder lover.
Something.
He's got a gay bodybuilder lover he smokes crack with.
Crazy.
On top of that, his brother was driving around with ballot boxes full of Gillum boats.
Yeah, that was rough.
I mean, what the fuck, dude?
The thing is, I think we've gotten to the point now where it's almost like there's no surprises anymore. And like everything that happens, like with the government and shit, it's not even, I'll use this quote. This is actually a really good quote that I heard, and I don't remember who said it. But they said, once you learn how to read between the lines of things and you start noticing, you'll never unnotice. You can never go back. And I think that's why they have that like red pill like description, because like Morpheus told Neo,
Yeah,
is
take
like
the blue pill
once
if you
you
want to go
take
back.
yeah, take the blue
red.
pill, you go back to sleep, you live your happy life. But once you take the red pill, you'll know everything,
Motherfucker, you
and there's
forced
no
that
going
shit
back.
down my throat. Wasn't even given an option.
Sorry, dude. I had to bring somebody else into this madness.
You've made me. I was so much happier like 2 years ago.
And now that you notice, but how much do you notice now?
Everything.
How
Everything.
unbelievably ridiculous is it? And
Everything.
how crazy. I'm not going to say the actual thing that I'm talking about, but you know what I'm talking about. How much do you notice now?
Everything. Literally everything.
About that specific group.
Literally everything.
It's bad.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And I started bringing it up, and it's like I feel like once I started talking about it with you, it's only like gotten even more heightened. And now every week it's something crazy with these guys. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is crazy.
It's scary, dude. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Something's got to change at some point. I mean, honestly.
History would tell us that
at some point,
they've
get
been
overthrown. Yeah,
kicked out of everywhere.
Right, stop.
Hey, it's actually a perfect segue. So Kanye's new song.
Well, that's
Yo, all right, catchy.
listen.
It's obviously a troll.
Yeah, it is, and
I think by him doing the song. Sorry to interrupt you, and I'll shut the hell up. I think by him doing the song is like him letting everybody know, hey guys, I'm fucking around. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's that, as well as I don't think people understand. So like, he's not talking about. Now, I think he should have chose better lyrics than Heil Hitler? Yeah,
N-word Heil Hitler, which is like,
which is crazy.
It's the craziest
Which is wild.
combination of words, bro.
Which is insane.
I never would in my life would have thought I would have heard those three words like on my fucking television.
Let alone in that sequence.
Right.
Yeah.
So hilarious.
But like, it was a song about his personal, what do you even call that? Challenges, I guess, his challenges he's overcame in life and that he's dealt with. And
Yep.
dude, let me tell you what, you'd be pretty pissed too if your bank fucking froze your assets. A lawyer of a certain descent, took away the rights of your fucking kid. Or took away your rights to, take care of your kids.
I should have known better getting involved with those Egyptians.
Well, they're not Egyptians. They're Armenian.
Kardashian is not Egyptian.
They're Armenian. Any IAN is Armenian for the most part.
I bet they're the other side.
There's no other side.
There's two sides.
What are you saying? Muslim Armenians and Christian Armenians? There's a lot more
There's
Christian.
three sides.
What are you talking about? There's not three sides. There's not three sides. There's only two. No, they're shitty people for sure. Everything that family does is for sheer profit. So he should have known better. But I mean, I
the last person on earth I would choose to have children with.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have any relation to that feeling at all whatsoever. I do not hate Jewish people at all. But like, it is, black people, like we talked about in the last episode, we live in their head rent free, and I kind of understand why we do it for a certain, few of them. They kind of get fucked over by white people in their mind,
Yeah, there's a lot of that lately.
If a white cop fucking arrests you, you're going to be like, fuck that guy, fucking white piece of shit, and then if a Jewish attorney fucks you over in all these ways, you'll probably be like, fuck that guy, fucking Jewish piece of shit.
Well,
I think that's more or less where he was coming from. Was like, fuck these people that fucked me over.
Yeah.
It was more of a fuck
and
you
it's
to
a troll.
them.
It's
That's what I'm
absolutely
saying.
a troll.
It's more of a fuck
Yeah.
you to them and a fuck you to the media spinning me out to be a fucking Nazi. But he's also
he
done
did
a
come
lot
out
of
and
things.
say
He's done a lot of stupid things.
Bro, like the swastika
The
t-shirts.
the Super Bowl commercial,
yeah.
that was pretty dumb.
Wild, bro.
The
Wild.
giant
shot it on the iPhone.
The giant diamond swastika, that was pretty fucking stupid.
I wonder who made that.
Not a Jewish jeweler. If there is anyone else
I don't
in
know.
the world that does that type of shit.
Everybody's got a price.
I think Greek people are into that shit too, Orthodox Greeks.
What, Nazi stuff?
No, into fucking diamonds, you did shit. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Well, where's Antwerp? Isn't that in Armenia? Or is that in Israel?
I couldn't tell you.
No, that's Belgium. There's a confusing chain with diamonds.
I know nothing about Armenia, but
There's a very confusing chain with diamonds. They all go to like Antwerp, which I believe is in Belgium, but they all come rough cut from Israel, and most diamonds that you see in the domestic market come from Africa.
So they go from Africa to Israel to Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think they do anything with them in Israel, which is weird. They
No,
go to Belgium because there's like
they probably get them dirt cheap from the Africans and then sell them to Belgium, and then Belgium refines them, and then they sell them to the States, make a bunch of money. It's like subcontracting.
it's a good gig.
Yeah.
It's a solid gig.
No, diamond dealing.
They've always been good at figuring out how to make money. I'll give them that for sure.
Diamond dealing is a very legit business. That is a good way to. You can make a lot of money doing that.
Seems
you can also lose your.
I was
ass.
going to say, seems dangerous. You ever seen Uncut Gems?
Well, yeah.
That guy. That was a great movie, by the
Yeah.
way.
Adam Sandler.
Totally recommend it. But
I wonder what Jewish people who listen to Kanye West, if they're like in a revolt against him now.
they're rocking it. No, they're very allegiant to the whole thing. So yeah, I feel like
Well,
it's
a lot of them view
a
it
total
A
boycott.
lot of them view it differently, and I found it funny. There's like this. I don't think she's famous, but there's like a influencer, I guess, that makes like Instagram videos, and she's talking about how she's atheist, but she is Jewish, but she doesn't believe in
You
God.
can be both.
Yeah, but that's like weird to me. So she lives by the Jewish standards, but she just doesn't believe in any of it.
Yeah. Well, so all right, let me break this down as quickly as I can. So there's cultural Judaism.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
ethnic Judaism.
Yeah.
And then there's also religious Judaism.
Yeah.
And there's multiple sects
So
of
she just follows
religious Judaism.
somewhat-
There's different ones.
Yeah, but she just like picks and chooses from the culture.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
she's
annoying.
like any other
people,
Christian.
People gotta stop doing that. Like it's so.
Think about how many
annoying.
Christians do that. I mean,
Well, a lot. Everybody does it. I'm not saying just Jewish people
Yeah.
specifically. I'm saying everyone.
they're
needs to
just
stop
more
doing that
strict
shit.
about it usually.
Yeah.
But the culturally Jewish, the weird thing to me is that the culturally Jewish and or ethnically Jewish and the religiously Jewish are still as like loyal to each other regardless. It's like they don't care. Whereas like
Well,
with
for
Christianity,
them, for them, blood is blood. Whereas Christians, we're not really like that. It's kind of more like you're on your own. It's
we're the Gentiles, yeah. We're all split up.
Goyim.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like even in the world of Christianity, right, there's like your less people who take it less seriously.
there are.
They go to like, fucking mega churches and whatnot. You know what I mean? And they just like kind of do it more for the culture of it. And then the more serious Christians don't respect those. Not that we dislike them per se, but like we don't take them as seriously. Like something they would come and say to us, we know that they're probably not saved.
You
So it's
kinda
like,
chuckle at 'em.
well, I can't trust you. You know what I mean? Not the same I would trust an actual brother in Christ.
Yeah.
There's a difference. And there is a brotherhood in that's very strong.
There is
That I don't
but
think anybody that's not an
but
actual
at the
saved
same
Christian
time,
would
dude,
understand.
Christian people don't lump together like other races, religions, other religions do.
Yes and no. I don't know. I
We
gotta. But we've never really been challenged like that. I mean, even
We
still,
don't need to be challenged. I mean,
Christianity is the predominant religion in America, so
Yeah.
there's not really anybody challenging that. I'm
But-
telling you right
dude,
now.
but look at Muslims and look
But
at.
that's what I'm saying. If we have a situation like in Europe where it's actually being challenged
Oh,
and
yeah.
trying to be
Well,
removed
I
by a rival religion, you're going to see people band together
Yeah,
for sure.
But it doesn't need to just be then. I think it would be cool to see Christian communities like you see Muslim communities where they only speak fucking Arabic and they play the fucking prayer music, 3 times a goddamn day. I think that would be nice to see on our end where,
I think a big part of that is we've just been beat over the fucking head so
Well,
many
we have.
times
You
that
can't
like,
show
oh,
your-
you're white Christian American,
You
you're
can't show
evil, you're the
yeah.
epitome of evil.
You can't show your
You're a
religion.
colonizer.
Well, it's like in Ireland, it's
So we just
completely
stick to ourselves.
It's banned for Christians to pray in public.
In Ireland?
Yes, Ireland.
Are you talking about the Republic of Ireland?
I'm talking about all of Ireland.
That sounds crazy to me.
You need to look it up.
Isn't not all of Ireland. There's no way Northern Ireland's on board with that.
Maybe it's selective areas, but I distinctly remember watching a news clip of them saying and going over it, and they were asking Christian people in the streets, "What do you think of this?" And like, this is fucking crazy.
Well, and again,
I got Muslims out here fucking in front of my house, kneeling down to fucking Mecca, and I can't, say a prayer at a fucking restaurant before I eat my food.
I did see a clip, and that was in England, I think, of the similar situation where people complained that she was praying.
Yeah, I imagine it would be both.
And the police were like, "You can't be praying in public." And she's like, did it in my head. You don't even know what I'm doing."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, you just told us you were praying."
We'll look at
like what the
We'll
fuck?
look at what's seeping into
They
their
don't
local,
have our shit.
Their local and foreign politics. It's being completely taken over by Muslim people.
That's what
Which I'm
they do.
not fucking anti-Muslim, but at the same
You
time,
should be.
Okay.
Aren't you Armenian?
Yeah.
Have you heard what they did to you guys?
Here's my thing, buddy. But what was I just talking about? Picking and choosing. I'm white. I'm fucking American. I'm not Armenian. I'm not.
But
from
it's in your
Armenia.
blood.
It's in my blood. It doesn't fucking matter.
Well, I'll tell you what's in my
I'm
blood.
not gonna sit here and go, "Oh my God, my fucking in World War I, the fucking Ottoman Empire slaughtered." I really don't associate myself like that. I think I have a natural untrustworthiness towards Muslim people because of it. But it's not like you know what I'm saying? I don't.
Well,
have
being a white Christian American, yeah, the Muslim entirety, right? Okay, maybe there's one or a couple Muslim guys who don't really care and they don't take it that seriously, but unfortunately, the whole religion took a stand, and we had countless different wars with different Muslim countries that made it very clear that they didn't like us because of our values.
But now they're begging to come into our country
to take it over, to live and do their own thing.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but
they're not coming here to convert to Christianity.
All I'm saying is,
in American culture,
from the Armenian perspective, like we were just talking about, you can't pick and choose when you get to be a fucking victim. I'm not going to cling to the Armenian genocide because I'm a quarter Armenian.
Just know that I view you as a victim.
That's crazy.
Kidding. But no, I mean, no, I hear what you're saying. I don't know. That's a weird spot for me because like I'll say this, like I know I have like a bunch of European in there, right? So like the majority of it is Scottish, and then the second largest majority is like the Scandinavian, like Nordic and German.
These Vikings were fucking
Vikings were out there fucking everything. Well, and what a lot of people don't know, and I'm not going to give a whole history lesson, but the first place that Vikings ever set up that wasn't like Norway or Sweden or whatever was Scotland. So the Scottish people and the Vikings linked up first and fucked the English up. But and then Germania, obviously. So the Viking kind of stuff is very strong.
Three similar cultures
in those places. They were
barbarians.
Yeah, I mean, you got your northern Germans up there in Bavaria. But so that being said, I know that in my cultural history, things that are very, very strong in my cultural history is Protestantism.
Yeah.
Right? So the Protestant movement started in Germany, and it quickly moved to Scotland. And then so you had Scotland and Germany were both Protestant. England was still Catholic, right? So that was a struggle. I'm not Irish at all, which is it was just honestly a big relief to me. But
I don't have to worry about alcoholism.
I do respect the fact that Northern Ireland has still made as much of a... They're still killing each other right now. The NRA in Northern Ireland, the Loyalists. So, and that's a blood feud that runs deep, the Catholics and Protestants, because it was a split a long time ago. I mean, a really long time ago. And it's still right now potent. Like I said, in places they're killing each other over it. Still. So, I don't know. That stuff, I mean, if everybody else gets to carry over their generational feuds.
Yeah, but that's...
My generational feud is mostly against Catholics.
Where does it end? Because at that rate...
Once they don't exist anymore, I guess.
Black people are always going to hate white people then because of slavery. Right?
They don't,
We've talked about that, though, too. I mean, it's not even all our fault. A lot of it came from fucking Spain. Spain's really ones that started it.
Yeah, and they don't get any shit for it.
No, they got out of there fucking completely free. Scot-free. Scotch-free.
Is
it Scot-free or Scotch-free?
It's Scott.
Scot-free. They got out of it scot-free. I have to ask that because I've never known my 28 years of life. I've never known if it was
Actually,
Scott
I'm going to look
Scotch.
into that. I do believe it's Scot-free. I've
it's
always
Scot-free
heard it
too.
said Scot-free.
What does Scot-free mean? We'll have
I
to
don't
look
know.
into this.
Yeah.
The people want to
You
know.
could, if you want to, grab that thing and Google
That's
it.
fine, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I might have somebody help us out and do producing every once in a while. But even still, if they have that, we'll have to have like a TV screen
Instead
in
of
here.
Jamie, we're going to have Katie.
Potentially my oldest daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, because she helps me produce my other videos.
She's not going to enjoy sitting here listening to two old men talk.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be very bored. But she can just sit there on her phone, and then I'll be like,
Emma,
Jamie, bring that up.
pay attention.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But yeah, I mean, so we'll figure stuff out. I mean, that's, and I think our schedule now is anywhere from either bi-monthly or no, it's
feels like
twice a
bi-monthly.
month or once a month. Yeah.
We're trying to get back on twice
Yeah.
a month. We
Yeah.
gotta do it.
It is what it is, man. I mean, it's hot
But I
too, the
like
summertime.
It, but I like it, dude. Like if
I love it too.
if
We're not stopping.
If I
so
don't do this, I feel
we don't
like,
care if you don't watch.
I feel like this makes my weekend feel longer, and I feel better after we get done doing.
Yeah,
this.
because we're fucking chilling, dude. We're shooting the shit,
Exactly.
chilling.
It's
yeah.
just nice.
It's funny because I feel like we would probably be saying the same exact things if we didn't have the microphones.
Absolutely.
This is like
If
what
we
we
were
talk
in a
about.
Discord call playing video games together right now.
So
this
what we'd
is
be talking
the exact
about. Yeah.
conversation we'd have.
It's funny. Well, that's where the idea of doing a podcast together came up because you were doing the other podcast, and I was watching, and I saw that you stopped, and then I we would just have these long talks in the office.
Oh my God.
Me and this motherfucker would be staying. Our day technically ends at 4:30. We'd be there till like 6.
Well, dude, we had a string.
Just shooting the shit.
Like,
same exact conversation. I was like, dude, we should do a podcast.
we had a month or two straight where we played video games with each other like at least 4 or 5 days a week. It was between Space Marines 2 and Squad. And Hell Let Loose.
Yeah.
But it was great. And we just don't fucking play together anymore.
You're on that weird
think-
stuff. Every
well,
time I see you
yeah,
playing
man,
something, you're playing the weird stuff. I don't care.
I like gay fantasy games.
You do like gay fantasy games.
Like a little bit
I
of
keep
World
trying
of
to get you to
Warcraft, a
do.
little bit of
They
RuneScape.
keep updating. Do you know who is obsessed with Schedule 1? Nick.
Yeah, I know.
And I won't say his last name, but dude,
Yeah.
it's so funny. I wouldn't have thought that.
No, I wouldn't have guessed
You
that
know.
either.
But then again, like being a RuneScape player, it's very the mechanics. I'll say
That's
are
what it
very
is.
similar.
That's all.
It's
that's
a
all
crafting
RuneScape is.
game. Yeah.
It's just
Crafting
doing a
and
job.
grinding.
You're doing
Yeah.
a job.
Yes.
That's all you're doing. You get off your 9 to 5 to go work another 9 to 5.
Gotta fucking make these drugs, dude. Schedule 1 is a great game. If you have a PC, go get it.
Let's not get off topic though.
Sorry.
We did get off topic for about 10 minutes.
We scroll all
It was
the
my
time.
fault.
Scroll.
What I was trying to get at was, at some point, we got to let all this shit go that's happened from previous generations. And I talked to one of our work friends, Barry Ganson.
I actually have no idea who you're fucking talking about. Barry Gantz.
God damn it! I don't want to dox him, man. I fucking love him.
Just say his initials.
Gare Bear. Drywall.
Oh yeah. What the fuck?
He doesn't see himself as black. He just sees himself as American. He's like, I don't give a fuck about that. Is not me.
I think it's important to mention that
American.
he's mixed as well.
He is, but even then, you have the Colin Kaepernicks of the world who are mixed.
Yeah, I think
and
you
they
pick
get
a side.
adopted by
Yeah.
a white family. But somehow you end up telling everyone, "Hey, I'm fucking black. I represent black culture." No, you don't. You have not gone through any of the trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
any of those people have, and it's just crazy the identities that people do not truly have, but they cling on to for dear life.
Well, and I think the underlying tone too, that if people could just see this, it's like I said, if people could just read between the lines and start noticing, right, on a mass scale. I don't know why they can't. It's weird to me, right? If they could start noticing, they would notice that the government has done all of this. And like, I know that sounds like generic conspiracy theory, but it is true.
Done all of what?
Think about when this whole racist role really started getting going. It was during the Obama administration.
2011.
So, like,
2010,
how do we
2011?
have a black president and the country
Gets more racist.
gets more racist? Like, it doesn't make any sense other than it's planned. And it
was.
Again, understand, too, if I know probably anybody who watches this is not a reader, but if you can listen to it on tape or just even go skim through watch a YouTube video about what it's about. That'll help. 5 minutes. The Marxist agenda, specifically the Communist Manifesto written by Karl Marx. a.k.a. why they call it Marxism,
Yep.
who was a Southern general in the Civil War, by the way. I didn't know if you knew that. They have his statue up in Washington, D.C. for absolutely no reason. But his whole idea and like the beginning of Bolshevism and eventually communism and the whole Soviet Union and all that shit was that you have to cause these disruptions, right? Because if the people are united and together in a similar
they can fight the government.
Thinking,
then
their enemy becomes the true enemy, which is the person who's picking away at our lives constantly. You know what I mean? Who weighs and decides all the problems that we're going to have for the next couple years, and doesn't take into account our opinion and doesn't care and doesn't need our opinion because we're too busy fighting each other over menial things that don't matter. You know what I mean? And that's the way that they need it. There has to be that division.
But that's my question to
chaos.
you: is what do you consider menial and doesn't matter?
Menial
Because
is in
you're
a feud from slavery
But
that doesn't matter anymore.
But you're telling me that you have this angst against Muslim people. I'm playing devil's advocate here because
Absolutely, and I'd love to explain that.
It's not that I dislike them, but I do have a distrust. I've seen a lot of them say some pretty crazy things, essentially talking about killing Western culture and civilization from the inside out.
And they have to. So the shortest answer I can give to that is them existing in the same space that I do, not the world, but in the same space that I do, is an issue. There is no coexistence between Christians and Muslims because inherently Muslims want Christians to not exist.
Yeah.
They are told by their religion to convert by the sword. Convert or die. Now, do all of them conduct themselves that way? No. That's unrealistic. But that at the base core of that religion, that is part of it. They kill each other constantly because they're not the same exact section
of Muslims.
It's why they all want to come here, because they're all killing each other. There's no other force out there killing Muslims. Muslims are killing Muslims en masse, and they don't want to be there anymore.
Well, Israel.
Israel's not killing all of the Muslims. I mean, think about ISIS and fucking Mujahideen and
they just want that sweet,
Al-Qaeda
sweet strip.
And they want the what?
The sweet, sweet strip.
They want that fucking
the
strip.
Forbidden strip.
The forbidden strip,
The forbidden
dude.
strip.
I love that. Oh my God, I'm never calling it anything else. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, again, I kind of get it. The Philistines got kicked out of Israel a long time ago. Why did they come back, and why? Whatever, dude. Look, if you can't lock down your own country and keep it your own, then you don't need to have it.
Yeah.
If you need to be funded by us, the amount and the way that we do,
which is crazy because they don't need any more money. They don't need any more money at all. The wealthiest people in the world are fucking Jewish. Why aren't they doing it? And they're dual citizenship.
And honestly,
in Israel.
I don't even think I should get into that, because I'll say this and leave it alone. There's nothing. Again, I'm a Bible believer. I'm not a religious Christian. I believe the truth, and the Bible is the truth. And there's nothing in that Bible that these people keep quoting falsely that says me as a Christian has to overtly protect Jews.
They're God's chosen people.
And again, no, they're not. God has a covenant with the Jews.
Do you want to explain this further? How it's also not the same.
It's not even the same Jews. It's not even the same people. And again, it's not a hateful thing. It's not a hateful thing, but it's a bunch of lies stacked on top of each other that have gotten wildly out of control. Because half the Jews that claim to be Jews aren't even actually Jews. They're Bolsheviks.
Yeah.
They're from
Eastern
Ukraine
Europe.
and shit.
Yeah.
And even now, go look this up. There's a whole section of Ukraine now that's blocked off and no one's allowed to go in it because it belongs to the Jews because they took it back. Because Russia, I guess, just doesn't care that they took it back.
To them 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago.
Israel or Ukraine?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're not actually. Again, a lot of the people that claim to be Jewish, like Ashkenazi Jews, which is close, right?
Yeah.
Ashkenazi Jews. I thought that when I heard that too. I'm like, man, that's close. They're not actually culturally, or I should say, like bloodline Jewish. They became Jewish. They converted to Judaism around the time of the Bolshevik Revolution. Jews in that area committed horrible atrocities, killed in the amount, by the time it was all said and done, 40 million people. No one talks about that. It's pretty crazy. It's not even that hard of a history to find. It's not a conspiracy theory.
This is a real
it happened.
thing. Yeah.
It you know what I mean? No one talks about it. It's really annoying as a history guy that no one talks about that, because they're 6 million is the end all be all. The 6 million Jews that were killed in the Holocaust was the worst thing that ever happened in the whole world. And yes, it was really bad. That's really, really shitty, but it wasn't the worst thing that ever happened. I don't know why. How many people did Mao kill in China, communist China? Wasn't the numbers on that like 50 fucking million in like 10 years or something crazy? Or you know, you go to the fucking Cambodians.
Well,
I mean, there's been genocides all over the world
that's the thing.
for all of time.
That's the thing. And honestly,
doesn't make any of them good or less bad.
I never really looked into it, but when you do, it just doesn't make sense. Other than all you can say is that it was the most previous one and it was hype, but like it's still.
I don't even think it was the most previous one.
No, technically speaking, it's not, but it's the most prevalent one in modern day society. When you think about in the last 80 years
to us.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no one else cares.
If you interviewed a guy 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. No, I mean,
hey,
to Americans specifically.
Not even 2,000.
Yeah, it's like most Europeans don't really hold that much weight with the Holocaust. They don't have Holocaust museums in France.
No.
You know what I mean? They don't
just
care. And it's not like a mean thing. It's just
it's
not their fucking problem.
Something that happened,
yeah. But I said that to say this. Again, they're conflicting with my existence. And the unfortunate fact is that America was founded by Christians, specifically Protestants, escaping Catholicism, and therefore any other religion, because you could even say, well, isn't Catholicism Christianity? No, it's not. But all right, let's lump it in as a group. If we came here to escape Catholics, do you think that I want my country that my founding fathers took over replaced with Muslims and or Jewish people?
Freedom of religion,
no.
Right? That is why they left here. They didn't say specifically so we can only practice being a Protestant.
But that's
for anybody,
again,
whatever religion.
Therein lies the problem. When there is Muslims, Christianity cannot exist. That's not my problem. I didn't make up that rule.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. So that's the animosity. And the same thing with Catholics. Where there is Catholics, Protestants cannot actually fully function.
Their whole religion is very messy as a whole. When you really start looking at it.
Muslims, they're all over the place.
Who Muhammad was and what he did. And that's their Jesus Christ, right? Obviously, they have Jesus Christ in the Bible, but it's...
No.
What are you saying no?
He's not their savior.
No, but I'm saying that's whenever you hear them talk, the poster boy for Christianity is who? Jesus Christ. Who's the poster boy of fucking Islam and Muslims?
Yeah, but they're not the same.
I know they're not the same, but I'm
saying Muhammad is their main leading prophet.
Yes.
Not the Mahdi. The Mahdi is considered the Messiah.
Yes, but what I'm saying is
our Messiah is ours is already done. The other two are waiting.
You're killing me, dude.
Sorry.
When you think of Christianity, you think of Jesus Christ. When you think of Muslims, you think of fucking Muhammad.
Sure. Yes.
Literally, that's the first thing anybody ever thinks about. Nobody thinks about the Medine. They think about just Muhammad. When you start looking at who he was, how he wrote the Quran.
Not great.
All the shit that he did, raping, fucking marrying a fucking 3-year-old, it's terrible. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
I mean, you can't even chalk the shit up he did to like, times were different. No, he was a piece of shit.
Murdering and raping was still bad then.
Yeah.
It was still bad then, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's just a messy world, but you can't, dude, there's people out there that would seek to destroy our lives just for hearing what we're talking about and the way that we're saying things. Right?
Well, again, yeah, because they don't understand it, I guess, or something. I don't know.
It's not that they don't understand it. Is they've been brainwashed to believe that what we're saying is evil and dangerous. And I do think it is a little dangerous just as far as I'm not telling anyone to do anything. I'm just giving you my personal beliefs. No
one said anything about hurting somebody.
No, dude, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I think maybe we need to cut back on the fucking immigration shit for just a little bit. Just a little bit. I think it's going way overboard. Look at Western Europe.
It's the same difference. I mean, most of the, we'll say, Spanish culture people, because it's multiple different nationalities. It's not just Mexicans. It's Guatemalans, it's Central Americans.
I'm fine with my South American brother.
Well, again, though, Yes and no. And the only reason why I'd say is because, again,
They need to fix their shit.
American culture, right? If they want to come and assimilate to American culture,
A lot of them
that's
do.
fine. But if you're not going to do that and you're going to just treat this like Mexico and do the same thing you were doing in Mexico, we're not okay with that.
I think it's different. I think it's different nowadays. I think a lot of the younger people that come here from there, yes, they are trying to assimilate. They want to live the American dream. They want to learn English. They're hardworking people. I
don't think so.
I think so.
I don't see it.
The younger ones?
In my personal opinion, I don't see it. But yeah. I mean, again, from what me and you do, I don't see them assimilating.
I do.
Do
They're
you?
trying.
What do they do to assimilate?
They're trying. They
don't even learn the language.
Okay, but a lot of
they
them
refuse. They don't care.
Hold on. Now, there's two different reasons why that may happen.
I'm getting Spanish commercials on my TV.
Hold on. One, I think that's weaponized incompetence. I think they do that as a cop-out for the job that we have specifically. If you go up and talk to these guys, they probably understand you. They just don't want to fucking talk to you. That's one. Two, I think they're scared. Because I've met multiple ones that say no English, but like they can definitely they're talking to me and saying no English, and then I'm like I'm speaking broken ass Spanish, and then they're repeating English words back to me, and I'm saying yes.
You let it slip.
Well, it's not even that they let it slip, but I think they're scared to confidently go. Like I think that's a thing. Because like think of how stupid you'd feel if you moved to France and you've only been there for a year and you're still learning the language. Dude, it's hard to learn a language.
I would never learn to speak frog, nor would I ever
let's
live
say you
in
fucking,
a frog.
What's a country you'd want to
lily
move to?
pond over
Okay,
there.
Germany. You want to move? You like Germany? You've been to Germany before. You think
I would
it's cool.
try to talk German to everybody, and I'd be like,
okay, but you say
Sprechen
that,
Sie Deutsch?
but you're a fucking dickhead, and you know you'd be kind of scared because you're
Yeah,
kind of a
you'd
pussy
be-
too sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone can be.
Yeah, you'd be intimidated for sure.
Yeah.
And that I get, but again, I'm just not seeing it. And I don't think it's endorsed the way it was, because everybody wants to be so respectful of everybody's cultures. Back in the day, people came, you figured it out, dude. You had to assimilate, or you were the oddball out. Now you're the dickhead if you like expect people to assimilate. So just the whole dynamic of everything has changed. I don't know
what you're saying. But I do think they're trying. I think they're trying harder than any other cultural different people moving here. I mean, fucking Christ, Muslim people have not changed anything. They've not changed anything. They're coming into communities doing the same fucking shit they did over there. Killing fucking people's, cats and dogs and chasing fucking ducks out of the ponds in fucking Central Park.
Hilarious.
And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Mexican people aren't doing that. I shouldn't say just Mexican people.
I'll give you that.
South American people aren't doing that.
I'll give you that.
So
I'll give you that.
I do think
I think they're also from much more like civilized places as well.
But that's also
they have like cell phones and the internet and like houses to live in and
that's
shit.
Part
like,
of the fucking reason why we shouldn't be taking fucking Muslims. They're still stoning people. They're throwing gay people off of buildings.
Yeah.
Hey, LGBTQI, fucking whatever you are, community.
That was the sweetest irony.
Do you guys really want those people in your fucking community? Do you really?
They think they do.
They'll fucking murder you and not think twice about it because their
gay,
fucking
hate
prophet
you.
told them to.
It's like I had to explain this to somebody at work the other day too. It's like no, you don't understand. Like they hate you.
Yeah,
they're not your friend.
And it's
they're not going to look out for you. They don't.
Even,
they hate you.
It's not even like how we jokingly say we hate them. Like, I can't stand those people. They want to fucking kill you.
Yeah. They don't want you to exist,
and they're completely
whether you're on the other side of the world or not. And I don't care.
Bible,
yeah,
or Quran. Sorry.
Yes, but it is true, and that's unfortunate that we're made to feel like we're not even allowed to talk about that.
No,
you know what I mean? Or else it's like, ooh, we're being bad. It's like, the fuck, this is our shit. And you know how much turmoil has happened in the United States to be able to keep our shit.
And I get why he did it. I do watch a good amount of the Asmongold guy. I do like him. He is the most in touch out of all those fucking weirdo, very successful streamer commentator people.
He definitely stays like pretty low key. Like he lives in the same house and shit.
Well, he literally
does he live with his parents?
I think he still does. Oh, he like owns the house and everything.
Yeah,
but I think he
yeah.
still lives in the same house.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's just his dad now. I think his mom passed. But like he went on a whole tangent about it and was just straight up saying Muslim culture is not good. And then he kind of pussied out and fucking pulled a fucking.
I mean, you have to with as big as he is.
But
It
that's
sucks.
what
You can't say what you're
saying.
actually thinking.
I mean,
Yeah.
guys,
Muslim culture is not good. There's
here's my
nothing
thing.
inherently good about Muslim culture. And if there is, get in those fucking comments and tell me what's good about Muslim culture.
Open my eyes.
Not. And I fucking, Grant, I'm going to punch the next person in the face when they do this to me. Tell me what's good about Muslim culture. Well, my friend Yazir is a really nice guy, and he helped me out with a flat. I don't fucking care about Yazir and the one experience you had with one Muslim one time. That's called anecdotal evidence, and take that shit and shove it back up your ass. Learn what that means. Give me a broad, sweeping reason why Muslims why the Islamic religion and culture is good. Tell me, explain it to me, break it down like I'm 3, and then I'll talk. Then I'm totally open to changing my mind. The unfortunate thing is that, though, when you seek the truth and then you find out the truth, some dumbass with one opinion, it can't sway you. And then it seems like you're being closed-minded.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's like, no, I'm not closed-minded. I'm just not fucking retarded like you are.
I don't think anyone can change my opinion after I watched a modern-day stoning happen via an Android phone from the fucking Middle East, wherever the fuck it was, where, you know, a bunch of Muslim people all in their get-ups and the women in their gowns were stoning some old man to death. You'll probably never sway my opinion after seeing that.
He probably deserved it.
Or all the beheading
Come
videos.
to find out he was like a child molester.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, then we'd be like, all right, solid call on that. We're still trying to bring that in over here.
You guys are actually ahead of us.
You got us on that one. You got us on that one.
But that's the thing, Alston.
Fuck, that's one good thing about Muslims.
But it's not.
It's not.
Because
they fuck
what do
boys.
they fuck little boys. Thank you. Okay.
Yep.
Just going to get that out there, too, because that's another butthole loophole of a little boy. Little boy's hole. You pay that troll toll.
Yeah, you got to pay the
boy's
troll's toll to get in this boy's hole.
It's just fucking. I know we're like. I think we're at time.
Yeah,
we're down
close.
to like last 5 or 6 minutes. But like, man, that is one thing. I had to play a little bit of devil's advocate with you because
I love it. I love it.
And I want to just because I know it seemed like I was kind of flip flopping, but I really don't hate Muslim people. I just know I have this bad feeling that what they're doing is not for a good reason. It's one thing to come to a community and assimilate, and it's another to take it over. It's another when they have a Muslim police force in your town just for the Muslim people, and they're playing your fucking prayer music specifically, 3 times a day or whatever, and you turn and face Mecca out in the middle of the street, and American Christian people, whether they're black, white, Hispanic, whatever, cannot pray in fucking public. That hasn't come to it yet.
Not in America yet.
It has not yet. But I'll tell you what, I was pretty pissed off when they banned fucking praying in school. That was fucking bullshit too. That was like 2000.
Was that within our lifetime?
That was like 2009.
I remember that.
2010.
Well, because there was that one lady. They made a movie about her too, but I don't remember her name, but there was that one lady who was like trying to get God out of school. So like in school, part of the regular curriculum was like basic Christianity.
Yeah.
Like explaining what it is. Here's the origins of it. This is who Jesus is.
It wasn't to sway people. It was literally just an educational class.
Again, people viewed it as, and it still should be, I think, as part of the American experience. Again, you don't have to be. You don't have to be Christian. But what kind of Christian could you be without ever trying to share it with anybody? That just doesn't make sense. And a lot of people get upset about that too. They're like, "Oh, Bible thumper trying to shove it down my throat." Maybe you've met somebody who tried to shove it down your throat, but the general consensus is not to shove it down your throat. It's the opposite. It's to give you the option. It's to say, "Hey, here's the truth," and I'm sorry that it might hurt your feelings, but it is the truth. You don't have to accept it if you don't want to, but it's there. That's it. That's all it ever needs to be. If somebody takes it further than that and like hounds you about it, just remind them, that you have free will and you're going to make your own choice. And thank you for sharing, the gospel or whatever the fuck. Thanks for sharing with me, but I'm good. I don't want that. And if I ever get that vibe off of somebody, I drop it immediately. Like for instance, a guy at work is I don't believe a single word of it. I think it's all stupid. He's on like the intellectual, which I've heard this a lot, that religion was created to control the masses. Yeah. So like, and I get that, man. I mean, to a person who does not and has never experienced the Holy Spirit, Totally. I totally get it. Like, yeah, it does. Like, from a distance, the way a lot of Christians conduct themselves seem pretty fucking stupid. It's pretty contradictory. You know what I mean? So when I got that vibe off of him and we started having that discussion, I folded immediately. I was like, all right, yeah, no, you know what, man? I respect that you feel that way. You know, and then, you know, if he says something that's like wrong, I'll be like, well, that's not true. It's this, that, and the other. But you're fine you don't offend me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm good. Like, I got my shit, you know? But, yeah, I think you hit it on the head. I don't think that the people that are coming here that are this opposing religion are coming here for a good reason. I don't think that there's, again,
I hope they are.
I hate that I even have to say this.
I hope they are.
Every single Muslim who's ever existed wants to kill me, but most of them do. Is that fair?
My favorite saying.
Is that acceptable?
I probably didn't coin this, but I really haven't heard anyone else say this, but maybe they have. Maybe I'm an idiot. I like to think I came up with it. Not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslim.
You know what's funny is I'll just share a quick memory with you. When I was in 5th grade, that happened, 9/11. And I remember the teacher came into the room. Like, I think I was like in music class or something like that. And they came in, like our main teacher came into the room, was like, we need to go back to the classroom. Everything's canceled for the day. Like, we were basically kind of like early, like code red, you know, like it was before we actually had like shooter drills, you know what I mean? But like, it was like locked down. Like, they locked the bedroom doors and like waited on the radio to like hear what we should do. It was weird vibe that they would think that Deep Creek Elementary, of all the places in the world,
they
was
canceled school for like 2 days.
Yeah. I just thought that was weird. But I remember, because you said not, you know, all terrorists nowadays, yes, are Muslim. But it was just funny because I remember thinking I had never, like, and again, I was in 5th grade, but I had never been confronted with the idea of like what a Muslim, like specifically like Muslim terrorist was.
Yeah.
So my brain had like no image for that yet. So when she said terrorists have hit buildings in New York and the buildings collapsed and like terrorists attacked us, right? I thought of like clear and present danger, like Russians.
Yeah.
Swear to God, Russians in like full black tactical
Die
gear
Hard. Oh
with
my
like
God.
ski masks.
Oh,
yes,
Jesus
I thought
Christ.
of Die Hard, like German or Russian, like
Yeah.
like
No,
tactical
I was the
terrorists.
same way.
It's so funny. Our
I was the
whole
same
like
way.
vision of what that word means now is
dude,
totally
think
associated.
there
differently.
wasn't a whole lot of Middle Eastern people living, and especially where we live.
Yeah, well, things weren't that bad back in like the 70s and 80s before everybody freaked the fuck out. I mean, you look at a picture of like a fucking hot ass chick in Iran in the 70s wearing like a low cut cleavage showing with a skirt
That was
on.
back before the extremists took over.
That's what I mean. You know, it's almost like life was better for them. Not the fact that she could wear low cut, but it just, you know,
They seem.
obviously they were happier.
When you look at those
there's
old
women driving around in cars.
Well, that was the thing. When you looked at those old like travel, like what do you call them, like ads for Iran, like they like showed it as like, oh, this place is badass, beautiful beaches. Like, was it Iran? Which one's on the coast? I think it is Iran. Right?
I think they both have water access.
Regardless, like they showed it as like this beautiful paradise with this, you know, all these great, happy, nice people, and then now it's like it's completely gone to shit. It's completely gone to shit. I mean,
They've gone backwards.
Yeah,
all of them. All of the ones that have gone extremist.
They've set themselves
So
back
again, like you
decades.
said, how can I believe that they're here for a good reason? How can I believe that the fact that they came here because they're escaping what was destructed over there, that they get destructed?
And it would be one thing if these communities that were sprouting up in like Michigan and Minnesota were like just like those Muslim people from the 60s and 70s, right? But they're not. They're still practicing Sharia law, which is crazy. Which is fucking crazy. So like God knows they're going to end up finding out that they've been hiding crimes and statistics on all of the crazy shit that they've been doing. And you're starting to see it come out the last like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, yeah, they don't have to hide it.
In Western Europe.
You're right. They're probably hiding it in those towns where they're in majority control.
Yeah.
Because that's a very good point. Because you see the fucking in Germany, England, like the countries that have been
murders, knife
skyrocketed.
attacks. Yeah.
It's never been that high.
And I'm not talking about like oh, they've gone up 5%. No, they've gone up like 2,000%.
But again, let me look at the
crazy.
camera. Is that racist? Is that racist? Did
Well,
somebody make those numbers up to be racist?
But that's the
those
thing.
those countries are bending over backwards, like you said, playing the fucking call to prayer and fucking. You're not allowed to pray on the street, but these Muslims, you get out of their way, and they're tearing down old churches to build mosques, specifically where the church is. It's like they're going out of their way to welcome them and make them feel as comfortable as they possibly can. And no, you don't have to assimilate to our culture at all. That's rude, right? Why? Like, why would they lie? Why would they make up those numbers of the stabbings and rapes and violence? Why would they make that up?
No, they
if
obviously
anything,
want those
they would
people there.
snub it too.
Yeah.
They would make it look less because they can. You know?
But that's always been my thing, man, is once I learned about, like, the FBI statistics that you can just pull up and see things, like, it's hard not to be statistically racist because, like, it doesn't lie. Like, it doesn't lie. And, like, you can spin it and be like, well, they personally go after these minority people because they're minorities. Okay. I don't believe that, man. Like, it's decades of,
that's the thing.
information showing the same bottom line. You can't look at this and just go, no.
I would say even after the last 5 years, are you saying it's still that bad? With how much happened with the whole George Floyd thing and the Black Lives Matter, you're saying it's still that bad?
Dude, I've heard cops literally say
we're still making it up.
They go out of their ways to not pull over fucking minority people.
Why would you fucking want to? You have the potential to ruin your whole life.
They don't want to get fucking crucified publicly. They're like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to let this guy go.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not ending up on the fucking news tonight because this guy got fucking weird and pulled something out of his pocket. I swear to God, that sandwich looked like a gun, boss. I don't know. There are some bad ones. And I can agree.
Cops are idiots.
Here's another thing. Since we've talked about the Muslim thing and like just opposing cultures, don't forget, black culture is American culture. It is. It's just as much, and we talked about this on the last episode, it's just as much part of American culture as white European culture. We're mixed. We're in this fucking together. Okay? Ancestors of mine and yours and Spanish and all this brought you here. That sucks, man. Well, let me tell you something. You're doing way better here than you would be in Africa. You know? So let's just move past it. Let's be together. Let's be Americans. You know what I mean? Yes, we should make fun of each other. The early 2000s was like the golden age. We were able to make fun of each other and laugh. Like shit like Dave Chappelle or like Carlos Mencia and like everybody made and like hilarious. Dude, think about the absolute fucking murderer black comedians of that time. You had choking on my words here. O'Neal, what's his first name? I can't remember. Caprice or whatever the fuck.
Caprice, yeah, but it's Caprice.
You know what I'm talking
he's
about?
Hilarious, yeah.
Hilarious. Bernie Mac, fucking like the whole Def Jam crew, all those Def Jam comics that were coming out, like fucking Kevin Hart was coming out, but like those guys specifically, like we could all make fun of each other. Like they made fun of black culture as well as they made fun of white guys. White guys were allowed to make fun of black culture as well as white guys.
They were also doing so great in the 90s and like 2000. Like they were the top of. We're going way off track, but they were just, you know, black culture was the pop culture.
It's still
the 90s
very
and 2000s,
much is,
it's
but
still very relevant.
Yeah.
It's I feel like it's kind of dying off a little bit, just because rap's kind of been pretty shitty.
It's a little played out, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's too saturated.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's quantity over quality.
Regardless, you can't look at these numbers from the U.S. and from Western Europe and all this shit and just go, it's a coincidence. These numbers are inflated because of racism. Like you're a buffoon.
You are, and you need to start reading between the lines.
And you start watching Brackish Bandits Podcasts.
We'll tell you. We'll tell you. We'll tell you everything you need to know.
5 times fast.
We'll help you. Brackish Bandits Podcast. Brackish Bandits Podcast. Brackish Bandits Podcast. Yeah, that's.
You're stalling in between.
Brackish Bandits Podcast. Yeah, you're fucking.
That's a tongue twister.
I jumble it. Yeah. But. You know, we'll wind it down here, but I guess, hey, I'm going to come out and say our message for today.
Muslims are bad.
All Muslims need it. No, I'm just kidding.
Start making camps.
No, but like, we're in this together, man. And if you don't want to assimilate to American culture, leave, you know? And I don't think there's any problem with saying that.
People have been threatening that for like the last like 8 or 9 years. Just go.
Just go.
Just go.
Why are you coming here? And again, I think we're going to hit a critical point soon. It's not people are. Have you noticed the word or like being accused of being a racist now holds almost no weight?
Oh no, not anymore.
When that first started coming around, it was like, oh my God, if you got accused of being racist, it could ruin your career. And now it's to the point where it's just so overplayed and so overused.
Cancel
it's like,
culture ruined it.
Yep. Yeah, you libs absolutely fucking ruined it. If you ever had a good purpose in mind by doing the whole Me Too movement and the whole like Black Lives Matter thing,
matter.
you fucked it up. You killed it. You squashed it. You oversaturated it. You just flooded it out, man. I mean, there's no other way to say it. You made it so meaningless.
They're eating each other now too, though, dude.
Oh yeah.
The Democratic Party
They're having
has
a good
set
time.
themselves back like 20 years in popularity. Like, they've just really bombed hard.
Yeah, because they're still the never Trumpers, but it's like even at that, they don't really have much of a leg to stand on.
They got a bunch of ducks. They got nobody. They have no one. They have no one remotely impressive at all.
At all.
In their lineup, there's no one.
It'll
no
probably
one that you
go
look at
Republican
and go,
again.
That guy could run. No, none of them.
Depending.
They're a joke.
I mean, and we won't start a whole nother topic just yet.
No,
but
sorry.
So no, you're fine. I was about to
hyped up.
Expand on that thought. Yeah,
orange monster's
we'll
got
sit
me
and shoot the
feeling
shit
good.
afterward for sure. Because I feel like I haven't fucking seen you. In like
Well, we
weeks.
haven't. It's been like a week or two, dude.
I see you for like 10 minutes or something. I couldn't even do lunch with you Friday. It fucking sucked. It was literally when Frank showed up. Was right at lunchtime.
I thought I was going to be able to go home early. I ended up working until fucking 5 o'clock. So
Yeah, I was there till almost 6, man, and it was just like.
Job fucking
But,
sucks.
yeah, I mean we want to start doing more segmented stuff. If you're like a first-time viewer and you made it this far, holy shit, thank you. We're learning. We're constantly learning. We've totally fucked up our algorithm.
To the NSA agent watching this, thank you. We
thank you. That's literally our number one fan, dude. You know what I mean? He just grinds through these episodes waiting for a slip. There it is. Red flag these guys. They said something bad about
That's
Muslims.
a no-knock warrant. Kill his whole family.
Make sure you get the dog first.
Yeah. Get that dog out of there.
But yeah, if you're a first-time viewer, which I doubt you are, thank you for getting this far. We're going to continue to like kind of mold this and make this more of a not necessarily structured thing, but like have structured segments and like have like actual visual aids that we can add to the video and like review things and commentate and you know what I mean? Funny stuff, serious stuff. You know, it's a little bit of a mixture of everything. You know, we joke and then say something horrendous in the next. I'll tell a joke and then talk about genocide. You know, but you know, this is it. This has been Brackish Bandits. And remember, Christ is King.
Christ is Lord.
Love it.